Hey guys, welcome back to Believe Butterflies Tarot. This message here is for my water sign collective. Just going to check in on your energy to see what it is that I can find and to see if I can help you guys out with anything that is going on, okay? So for starters here, we have I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. We also have too late and we have hustling. So with this first card here that says I am grateful for the spiritual lesson, I feel like you and somebody that you were connected to both are grateful for a spiritual lesson. All right. I feel like you are grateful because you know that this was a person that was not for you. And this person is also grateful for a spiritual lesson because with you not being in their life anymore, it pushes them to get back on track with themselves and get back into their practical matters and their responsibilities, pertaining to working and support. All right. Because while you were dealing with them, I feel like this was somebody who only leaned on you for the supportive aspect of their life. And now that you are no longer in their life and not wanting anything to do with them, they're knowing or recognizing now that they really have to kind of push themselves more so than they have already. All right. So it's like spiritual lesson is pretty much saying that with the exit of this connection or the exit of you out of their life is putting fire under them presently right now. And with the Page of Cups showing up here, that's your energy, or you could be dealing with another water sign. It's almost like your intuition is telling you like, it was best for me to release this person. It was best for me to disconnect from this person because nothing that they were doing while they were with you was working for you. And you're ultimately in this energy of, I'd rather focus on a new beginning in my life. I'd rather listen to my own intuition. And it's almost like a weight that has been lifted off of you presently, because you could have been dealing with somebody who was just very emotionally unstable. Somebody who could have been very immature. I feel like this person is recognizing their immature ways when it pertains to everything that you were doing for them or everything that you tried to help them with while you were together, and coming to the point of, it's like they're knowing that they weren't hustling as hard as you, or they weren't as ambitious as you, or they weren't, ready to really take care of what they needed to take care of while they were dealing with you to bring balance into the connection. And with the Ace of Pentacles showing up here, this was a dynamic where it wasn't any stability. It didn't make you feel secure at all. This person was going through a lot of financial blockages, and I feel like they put all of their issues or problems on you, or they wanted you to take care of them, or this could have been like, a person that was just leeching off of you. So with that spiritual lesson, I feel like you're understanding a lot of it about not putting yourself back into a certain circumstance like this ever again. Recognizing the flaws, when recognizing the flaws of this connection and why it didn't work out. It was like it wasn't grounded. It wasn't stable. Somebody gave you a false sense of security, which is why ultimately I feel like you engaged in it anyway. But yes, they are knowing and learning that they were being very greedy of you. They know that they weren't bringing the stability that you were looking for. They know that they weren't putting in their all. They know that they didn't want to work, or they were just being very lazy and very content with you being in their life and you picking up the slack. All right, could be dealing with the earth sign here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And right now with you putting up a boundary or leaving this person alone, they know that they have to focus on their own expansion and them having to level up on their own. All right, the King of Wands. So this is somebody now who's just like, they're taking that leadership role within themselves, because while they were dealing with you, I feel like there was an inflated ego, and this person was being very directionless, or giving you mixed signals, or they weren't reliable with your plights and the things that you were dealing with, especially if you lived with this person, or you didn't even have to live with this person. You could have just been really stable on your own, and this was somebody who just came in and they made it seem as if everything was going to work out. Again, that false sense of security, those false promises. but they are recognizing a lot. And with too late here, it's like divine timing is at play. Too late for this connection to come back around. It wasn't ever going to work out with you and this person. You know, it wasn't. It just really wasn't. You know, you were put in their life for a reason, which is why this is a spiritual lesson for them, and also a spiritual lesson for you to not succumb to any more of dealing with connections like this or people that are like this. You know, it's like see the effort to believe the effort. And if you don't see it, you don't see the action, you don't see the determination, you don't see the help, you don't see the support, you don't see, you know, don't go towards it, you know. But again, this is just a lesson. So I feel like with this Page of Cups here, you are listening to your higher self. You are listening to your intuition. And I do feel like this is somebody who wants to come back around and possibly, you know, apologize for their faults. But don't allow them to like weasel their way back in, because too late with the Ace of Pentacles right underneath of it. This it's just not going to work. They are a charmer. They could be very beautiful or handsome. This is, you know, somebody who's just still trying to get right within their life. And if you already have security about yourself and your life and your whereabouts and what you do within it, you know, don't allow somebody to come back in. Yeah, don't allow somebody to come back in. Okay, just listen to your intuition as best you can. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles. Continue to release this person. You know, it'll just be nothing but more obstacles, because this is somebody who's not organized within them in their own life. They're going through a lot of financial losses, which is why they're hustling right now. They're not stable. They don't have control over their finances. They lack when it pertains to how to build a solid foundation, how to grow their finances, how to expand. They just lack. Okay, so this person needed to find their own ambitiousness outside of you. They needed to find their own inspiration outside of you. And it's best that you let them go, and it's best that you're grateful for the spiritual lesson as well. But you are on two totally separate paths spiritually, with divine showing up as well. It's like no more wasting your time with a person that's like this, because it's time for you to really have fun, gain your freedom, get back out with your friends, family, whoever you want to celebrate with. But it's time to find like your own bliss again. Get back into playful energy again. Because with that Seven of Swords, somebody lied to you about being as stable or reliable, and they just weren't. They weren't what you were looking for. This is sneaky energy. All right. Yeah. So you're releasing yourself from, you know, conflict, drama, and, you know, setback because of a person. So continue to focus on yourself. I do feel like you will get back into enjoying yourself, but, you know, release, and allow this person to thrive on their own outside of you. All right. Because if you got it, you got it. You don't need somebody else trying to break you down, wear you down, or use you because they're not stable. You know, again, that leechy type of energy. Okay. So that is all I have for you, my water sign collective. And again, signs you could be dealing with here. We have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We also have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. All right. Have a good one, guys. Hope this helped.